Hello and welcome to another video, and today I wanted to discuss the end of the discounts. Basically, that's what this video is going to be. It's going to be about the end of the discount programs that Best Buy and Amazon offered and how everything has changed now. The one thing I will say at the beginning of this video is that I have recorded this video 3 times now. Every time I go to record something has changed, and that's what's delayed this video a lot. The most recent thing was the speculation was that Amazon would end their program by the end of this year. Literally the day after I shot that, Amazon ended the program. So this video is going to dive into that, what's going on with that program ending, and more or less thoughts on that, what's going to happen, what this means for a company like GameStop, and how things are going to be going forward. So as you know, if you're a gamer and you're buying video games, as we've had this discussion and this topic discussed on this channel multiple times, GameStop is not the best place to buy video games. In fact, it hasn't been for a long time. And programs like Best Buy's Gamers Club Unlocked and Amazon's 20% Prime discount offer discounts that GameStop just couldn't offer, being a specialty retail chain. And so for the last year, since I no longer work for the company, I've been purchasing my games from both Amazon and from Best Buy. Since this point, both programs have ended, and it's been very interesting and fascinating to see how quickly, since Best Buy being the first of these to end their program, seeing Amazon immediately react to it and end it, and GameStop with their Elite Pro Gamer card that we'll get to as well, that ended as well. So all these programs are pretty much over. The day of the discounts are no more. It's over. Those programs have ended, and now it's all about, where do I go now? What do I do to buy video games? Maybe you're a gamer out there that depended on those discounts, and now you're probably going to buy less games because of it. So let's go ahead and dive in and discuss. Back in, I want to say, July, just out of the blue one day, Best Buy decided, hey, we're ending the Gamers Club Unlocked. If you don't know what Gamers Club Unlocked was, it was basically a program where you could pay $30 for a 2-year subscription, and this subscription would allow you to buy any video games for 20% off. Now, this could have been anything you reserve. This could be anything that's, you know, in the store, on the shelf. Any video game would give you a 20% discount with this card. It was a very, very fantastic program. It was one that I honestly didn't take advantage of until I quit GameStop, because when I worked there, you get an employee discount that very closely matched what you can get off of this card. So there was really no benefit until I left. So I've been using this card since last September. I think after purchasing just 2 video games, that card became worth it for me. And what happened basically is they ended the program. They are no longer taking new members to the program, and once your card expires, it's over for you. You cannot renew it. Being that I started my subscription on this about a year ago, I have 2 years on it, so I have another year. Now, let's keep in mind here that Best Buy could choose to end that discount at any time that they want. So, you know, that's their right. And if they want to just all of a sudden tomorrow say, hey, it's over, you know, even if you still have a subscription that hasn't run out, it's over, it's done. There's nothing you can do about it. On the flip side of that, within the last month, it's kind of been the question not of, you know, not of if, but if when would Amazon retaliate and end their program, because the only reason this program really existed on Amazon, and the only reason Best Buy really had it, was to combat one another. And Amazon, if you guys don't know, has also had the discount program if you're a Prime member. And the difference here is that Amazon has slowly added restrictions to it in the last year, making it less and less worthwhile. Originally, it was like the Gamers Club Unlocked card, where it was 20% off any video game you purchased. That slowly trickled to just pre-orders, and then they decided to change it to pre-orders of games, but only games that are brand new games for the system. So if the game was a remaster or a re-release, the discount won't be applied. They kept putting little wrenches into it. At one point, they also removed the ability for that to work on collector's editions as well. So they slowly were trying to add restrictions to it, and then last week, they finally just came out and said, after discontinuing the program over in Germany and the UK, that on August 28th, 2018, the program is ending. So what this means for people that have Amazon Prime is that any reserves that you make before August 28th, 2018, you will still get that 20% discount when the game ships. Anything you reserve after that, you're not getting the discount. To quote-unquote combat this and try to soften the blow, they're offering some select games a $10 credit when you purchase it. But that $10 credit, if you look in the fine print, can take up to 60 days to get to you, and it's only on select games. And I get where they're coming from. Like, Amazon doesn't have to offer this discount anymore because there's no competition in this field anymore. But it also is kind of shitty for the consumer that, you know, hey, I pay for Amazon Prime yearly. One of the biggest benefits of Amazon Prime for me was the discount, and you've just added restriction after restriction. Now it doesn't exist anymore. And well, yes, Amazon Prime is still worth it for the 2-day Prime shipping and their streaming service, which is highly underrated, I feel. It's still a disappointment that this has ended. You know, a lot of people out there, you know, can't afford to buy every video game that comes out. You know, I'm definitely a victim of buying more games than I should. That's for sure. But I'll give a recent example. I purchased We Happy Few for the Xbox One. It's kind of a last-minute thing. You know, the game came out. I really wanted to play the game. I didn't want to buy a digital copy of it. I wanted a physical copy of it. And with the Gamers Club Unlocked discount, I was still able to just go into Best Buy and purchase a copy of it. I actually bought the last copy my local Best Buy had of the game. If I didn't have that 20% discount, I probably wouldn't have bought that game. Not at its, you know, full retail value. So this whole concept of taking that away now, like, I understand. The thing that you have to understand is the profit margin on a new video game is very, very, very small. A $60 game only gets you back about a $5 to $10 profit margin per game that you sell in a retail environment. So a company like GameStop, they could never ever afford to do a 20% discount. They would make no money on new games if they did that, and that's why that was never offered with their Elite Pro card, and they could never offer that. Bigger companies like Amazon and Best Buy were able to do this because they sell a variety of other things that make them a lot more money. TVs, kitchen appliances, and so on. Amazon sells literally everything, so didn't hurt their bottom line in the end. But now with Best Buy ending it and there being no other competition, that's why this program ended for Amazon finally, and they said, hey, whatever. The other funny thing to throw in here is that when Best Buy ended their program, GameStop decided, hey, the Elite Pro card that we tried that was a literal failure is now ending. And they did kind of the same thing that Best Buy did, where they announced it on a Monday to all their employees internally, and by that Wednesday, it was over. You had like a day window if you really wanted to go out and get it. You know, you could and have it for a year, and it gets you a little bit better discount on used games, but it wasn't worth it in the end. And it was a huge failure for them. The biggest reason why for GameStop is they created the card to get more new signups, and what happened is the only people that signed up for this card were either employees or people that already had a regular Pro card. So there was no purpose for the Elite Pro card. Like, it served them no purpose at all. And it was a massive failure for the company. So where does this leave everyone right now? You know, hell, we're back to 2013 or so, you know? Nobody has a discount on video games anymore. And now you just have to kind of decide how you want to buy games. If you're like me, you're going to be a little more cautious about the video games that you're purchasing ahead of time because you're not getting a discount out of the gate. It's a dark day for a lot of people. These services are no longer available, and now you're kind of back to square one. Well, where do I buy my video games? You know, do I continue to go to Best Buy until my card runs out? That's what I'm doing. You know, do you continue to just buy games on Amazon because you already have Prime? What do you do? So I'd love to know in the comments below what you guys think about Gamers Club Unlocked ending, you know, Amazon ending their 20% discount. You know, maybe you were an Elite Pro member and that program ended, and you're kind of like, what do I do now? You know, that program didn't even last a year, by the way. So, and that's just another showing sign of GameStop and where they are in 2018. The last thing I'll mention on this video before we wrap it up here is that I've seen some people, especially the GameStop subreddit, think that this is a giant boost for GameStop because oh, hey, these discounts are over, so people will start coming back to GameStop or, now. No, the damage is already done. Like, people that actively avoid GameStop and purchasing games there for other reasons are still going to actively avoid purchasing games from GameStop, even with these discounts not applied. Yes, it might garner a little business because some people will trade in games towards other games, but there's not going to be a huge uptick on people, hey, let's go back to GameStop. I haven't been there in a couple years now because I don't get this discount. I don't really see it happening. The damage is too hard there. People will still go and buy games at Best Buy. People are still going to use Amazon because that 20% discount may be gone, but that Prime shipping is still there. And for people like me, think about it. Do you want to go into a GameStop and hear the person behind the counter drone on about 20 different games that you can pre-order, or how you need to pay for this service or that service? Or do you want a GPG so you can protect your game for a year in case you break it in half? Or are you like me and you just want the game shipped to your house and you don't have to deal with any of that? I think people are still going to choose that. So I'd be curious to see what you guys think. On the channel, leave a comment in the comment section. Were you a Gamers Club Unlocked member? Were you an Amazon Prime 20% off member? Were you an Elite Pro member? I'd love to know. Anyways, guys, remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, until next time.